Asked, your articles talk about calculating pasteurization times for slabs, but what about ground meat? And can you go over how to read your timing ruler? I want to understand pasteurization better. Sometimes I just need to pasteurize the meat and not tenderize it. Other times I want to do both. Is the pasteurization only without factoring in time for tenderizing that I don't understand? So it's a very good question. First, with the ground beef, the that's considered the slab. If you're doing meatballs, it's a sphere. If you're doing a meatloaf, it's a cylinder. So you can use the same pasteurization and timing for whole pieces of meat. They generally heat at around close enough the same speed, so that should work fine. For the pasteurization times, when it comes to tenderness, it's most things are the timing ruler and cooking by thickness is for tender cuts of meat. So you use that for filet mignon and chicken breasts and things that only need to be heated through or heated through and pasteurized. For tougher cuts, you need to use the time and temperature charts like we were discussing before, and that I'm sure there's several links now in the comments that find some reputable ones that say, you need to cook a flank steak if you want it real tender for 24 hours. All the pasteurization times are really quick as far as compared to tenderization times go. So there's nothing you really cook that, like for pasteurization, once it gets to temperature, it normally takes, depending on the temperature, like 15 to 40 minutes to kill everything that's on it once you heat it all the way through. So you're only talking an extra hour or so. There's nothing that you cook and then let tenderize for an hour. The hour doesn't really, it does make it slightly more tender, but it's not going to make a tough cut of meat tender at that point. So if you're cooking by tender or cooking long enough to tenderize something, you're almost by definition going to pasteurize it as long as you're out of the danger zone and 127, 130 or above. You'll be killing everything. So that's why we don't really address the pasteurization for something like a pork shoulder, because you're not going to eat a pork shoulder that's cooked a short enough time to not be pasteurized.